Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight to the famous Eldora Speedway, home of the Kings Royale and the Four Crown Nationals. Tonight, though, it's going to be the Bartel Builders here for the Bartel Builders Street Stockers, and it's a throwback night here at Eldora. What a better place they could have picked. Well, I guess no other place they could have really picked. But hey, it's Muth up here in the booth. We got a very special guest back with us here tonight on Thursday night, Tim Packman. Tim, these street stocks at Eldora, you couldn't really ask for anything better.
I'll tell you what. First of all, thanks for having me back. I really appreciate it. Great to work with you again. Eldora Speedway, I've been there one time. I went when they used to do when all the cup drivers would come in and they'd race in late models and that, and they had street stocks in between. And I'm telling you, the action that the street stocks put on at Eldora Raceway Speedway was absolutely incredible. I'm like, why didn't we put this on TV? This is even more entertaining than what the people were going to see anyhow. But tonight will be great. It looks like so far, and you include me in, Roger, the high side seems to be the way to go around this track. So if we see anybody develop a notion they want to go to the low line, they're going to have to do it at their own risk, because it looks like the high side, the cushion is going to be the way to go.
Yeah, and qualifying right now is underway here tonight. We're going to lock the top 6 in from qualifying, and it looks like Robbie Schaefer will be locking himself in first. So heat races will be up next year at Eldora. They will set the lineup for the main event. It's going to be 2 heat races the distance, I believe, here, as they are started to grid up for the first heat race here of the evening. It looks like 9 drivers are going to make the call for this one. Let's take you through your starting lineup. It's going to look like this here from Eldora in heat race number 1. It's your stop bullying, 1 lap at a time starting lineup, and starting on the front row, it'll be the driver of the 42. It's going to be Nicholas Weatherby. To his outside, it'll be the number 40 of Josiah Millen. Row number 2, it'll be Justin McDuff and Cody Myers. Row 3 here tonight, heat race number 1, it'll be the 81 of Jimmy McIntyre out of the Smith Racing Group, and the number 3 of Matt McLean. Row number 4 is going to look like this. It's the man from Canada. It's going to be Kelly Dahl in the 99 Canadian entry, and then it's the 71 of Jeremy Watkins. Starting shotgun to the field here tonight, it'll be the driver of the number 1. Then it's going to be Jeremy Carpenter driving car number 1 here tonight. 10 laps going to be the distance here, heat race number 1.
Well, I'm looking forward to some side-by-side action here, and I bet they're going to go 3 wide, Roger, within the first 2-3 laps. What do you think we're going to be seeing here?
I think we're going to see 3 wide by turn number 3, because this time by the iRacing pace truck will go ahead. Let's kind of move that one off the screen there, but the pace truck will be diving in this time. Caution laps will not count here on the heat races, but they will when we get to the main event. Green flag is in the air. Put 10 laps on the board here tonight for the Bartel Builders. Throwback 50 right here from Eldora. This is the street stock. Heat race number 1 is to the outside. It's the Topton, Pennsylvania native, the Jack Daniels entry here tonight. It'll be the 40 of Josiah Millen down to the bottom. It is going to be Nicholas Weatherby.
Justin McDuff, he's trying the low line there. We said if someone tries, they'll be at their own risk, and it doesn't make it stick as he slides up there and he does not gain any positions there. Oh my gosh, look at that scene. They are 2 and 3 wide contact there. 42 Weatherby almost got a little out of sorts, but he gathered it together to maintain the second place behind Josh Millen in the 40. Oh, this is awesome. Awesome.
Down way down on the bottom there. That's the Eddie's Meat Market, number 81 of McIntyre. He's trying to work to the inside here on the 75 of Cody Myers, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But there's 3 wide. Here comes the 3 of Matt McLean. He goes to the high line here at Eldora, out of turn 2, down into turn 3. They are still 3 wide. McIntyre down on the bottom. He is rolling the fence line on the bottom. In the middle, they're still going to stuff Cody Myers. Myers still going to hang there in the middle as they enter turn number 1.
Wow, the action's still good, and Weatherby looks like he's off the... Oh, no, I'm sorry, he's right there running second. And the 20 there, Justin McDuff, now back up to the high side, followed by McLean at the number 3. And the 81 looking low there, that's Jimmy McIntyre Jr., trying to see if maybe he can find a way that nobody else has been able to get here tonight at Eldora.
Yeah, so far so good, as McIntyre's still going to go down there. Everybody else is up against the fence line. A wise man once told me, if they're running high and you run high, you're going to run high all night long and right in their coattails. But here comes Weatherby. He says he'll go down. He'll be the one to venture down the lane a little bit and see if he can work around Josiah Millen.
And the action's still a single file style. The top 5 positions is the 20 does not give up. 20 is still running third there. McDuff, and behind them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back. That's still McIntyre still trying to find something on the low side, but doesn't seem to be working now. McDuff getting worked over by McLean there as they come out of turn 4.
Yeah, this time by to be just 4 laps left here in heat race number 1 here tonight. It is your butt kicker heat races here at Eldora. It is Millen, Weatherby, McDuff, McLean, Myers, your top 5. Everybody will make the big show here tonight, but McIntyre still down on the bottom, looking to the inside here on the 75. Not going to be able to slide up out of turn number 4 this time by, but it will be 3 laps to go here, and it has been all Josiah Millen here leading this heat race.
Well, Josiah is showing the way there, and I think the other guys are trying to line up behind him. They're Weatherby trying to see if there's some way, somehow. Now the number 3 of McLean going to the inside of McDuff, not going to make it stick there, so he's going to fall back to 4th there. So boy, this action, I'll tell you, this is a little brush off the wall there by McLean, but gets it together, keeps on going forward. Love the black and purple scheme.
Yeah, a little bit of a over the boundary, I guess we're calling there for Matt McLean, but he was able to hang on to it. This time by, it'll be the butt kicker, 1 to go at the flag stand. I believe we have a flagger out there tonight. The flagman is the director. It is going to be the Sultan of Silk, Dave Farney, tonight waving the flags here at Eldora. One last-ditch effort here by Weatherby, but it's not going to be good enough. Millen going to go up and ride the high line out of turn number 4. He will come across the line, and he will win heat race number 1 here tonight for the Bartel Builders Throwback race at Eldora. So it's Millen, Weatherby, McDuff, McLean, McIntyre, Myers, Dahl, Carpenter, and Watkins, your 9 finishers here in heat race number 1.
I'll tell you what, watching that is, when's the feature? Can we start it now? Because this action here, with just 9 guys out here, now we're going to line up another heat, and then we're going to cut them loose for the feature later. Oh my gosh, I'm sticking around. I hope everyone's going to stick around. This action is going to be incredible here tonight at Eldora Speedway.
Well, it looks like 8 drivers going to make the call here for heat race number 2 tonight. But before we get there, we got to thank Tri-State Soft Wash Residential and Commercial Cleaning for being the Rookie of the Year sponsor this season for the Upstate Racing. But we now get to our heat race number 2 presented by Butt Kicker. Your starting lineup here to stop bullying on the front row was going to be the number 15 of Charlie Hayes. To his outside, the driver out of Ohio. He is a Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Year candidate. It'll be the 65, the old shed of Brandon Massey. Starting on row number 2, it'll be the 58 of Sam Warren and Wayne McDuff. Wild Wayne brings out the 413 here tonight. Row number 3, it'll be the driver of the 29 of Big Country, Cole Haas. To his outside, it'll be the driver of the 53, Colin Phillip in the 53. Row number 4, it'll be Gold Beer here, Zach Coyer in the number 13. And another one of those Tri-State Soft Wash drivers, it'll be the 41 of Paul LaCourte, rounding out our 8-car field here. So 8 drivers did make the call here for heat race number 2.
Well, you think we're going to see the same actions we saw before, Roger? Because I'm telling you what, we're going to be 3 wide by turn 3 again. I'll tell you what, I know this is iRacing, but the work they put in these paint schemes, that number 15 is a sharp-looking ride. Holy crow, that's a sharp-looking ride.
Well, are you looking at the same one I am, the old AC Delco? Is it the right thing?
Yeah. Right on the pole. That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. How can you not see it? It's incredible. I love the stripe down the middle, old school style. A lot of Camaros out there.
Yeah, well, which one's going to come back looking like a Camaro because the iRacing pace truck is down and away, and the green flag is waving once again. This is heat race number 2, and it looks like a pretty good start there by the 65 of Old Massey on the outside. And look at Wild Wayne. He's going to waste no time. 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide behind him. Oh, boy, here comes Massey to the outside. He looks like he might be able to control this race by the time they get back to the start-finish line. But Hayes says, oh, no, here I come in my AC Delco machine. It's going to be Massey, though, at the line.
I'm telling you, watching that number 15 machine trying to make it around there, and it is 3 wide as they go down there, drifting up there into almost the wall, gathers it together. That low line is not working the way these drivers like it to.
Yeah, but don't tell Big Cole Haas that. He is down there in his 29's machine, the old Smoky Moonshine entry here tonight. He went down there, and so did, I believe that was the 58 of Sam Warren. As look at everybody, all kind of running different lines here at Eldora. The only one that's up against the top shelf, up against the way top shelf, was Brandon Massey, and this is kind of a home track for him. It's the second stop in Eldora here in Ohio here at Eldora, as we were at Limaland last weekend. Now we're here at Eldora for race number 2 of the Ohio Swing, and Brandon Massey, being from Ohio, knows exactly how to get around here as he goes to the top shelf. Sam Warren still running that middle groove with Cole Haas down to the bottom in the 29.
Now we're seeing the middle groove maybe trying to get some action there as these guys are trying to make that go. The 58 of Warren, he is still staying up high there. Look at the 28 going to the inside of him. Cole Haas, you called it earlier. You said he was going to look at that low line. And now it's kind of like the middle of the track is using the upper groove. And he stays right there in the middle, and the other guys might be starting to follow. Strategy getting in here big time right now. Now here goes the 41 diving down low, trying to take that and see if he can get some position there.
Yeah, LaCourte's been down there since the drop of the green. Remember, he started shotgun to the field here tonight, as Zach Coyer right now is the shotgun machine. He's probably doing shotgun and a couple of them cold beers here.
Whatever it takes to get you around the track. It is iRacing, so whatever they do at home, it's we can't say anything, right?
Anything goes when you're at home. But contact back here between Cole Haas and the 58 of Warren. Warren tried to slide up the track to get in front of Cole Haas. Was not able to. They made contact. Now Cole Haas goes back to the top side. LaCourte's going to go in the middle. Here on the bottom lane, still going to be Sam Warren. But look at Cole Haas now. He goes down to the bottom. Maybe he saw what Paul LaCourte was doing down there and found a little bit of we'll call it the good old moisture down there. I believe Matt Crafton the other year here at Eldora just kind of kept his truck down to the bottom. He was able to pick up a win at Eldora. Could Cole Haas come up and around and make up the 1.7 second gap in the next 3 laps? And probably slim thinking there.
It is, but you got to try it though, because now's the time when you want to try to figure out what you're going to do for the feature later as the track starts to, any dirt track, Roger, the groove starts to change a little bit. They get the, I hate to say the rubber down there, but the cars that get through, and they start wearing a little bit more, and then people try to find the fastest line. But right now, so far, it is still the high line it was in the first heat. Now it looks like the middle groove is starting to get a lot of action.
As everybody searches around here for the groove, it's going to be the butt kicker one to go here in heat race number 2. And it's been all Brandon Massey here. Will he be able to win heat race number 2? Josiah Millen was able to win heat race number 1 out of Topton, Pennsylvania. Can the Ohio guy this time win in Ohio? Heat race number 2 going to come across the line. It will be Brandon Massey, Charlie Hayes. Then it's going to be Wade McDuff, Ira Cole Haas, Paul LaCourte, Sam Warren, Colin Phillip, and then it's going to be Cold Beer Coyer rounding out the field.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was pretty good. Nobody got torn up too bad, and it was good racing, good clean racing, which you like to see, and they are definitely going to be ready for these. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. They'll be ready for them.
You never know who's really ready, but what we can tell you, race fans, is we're going to be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network right after this.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam? but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back here, race fans, to Eldora Speedway, located in Ohio. It's the Bartel Builders Throwback 50 right here tonight from the famous Eldora Speedway. Heat races are over. Everybody makes the big show here tonight, and this is how they are going to line up for your main event. Starting on the front row here for your racing to stop, bullying one lap at a time, it's going to be Casey Vietti in the 45 machine. He's looking to have a good run here. He qualified 6th, but we inverted the top 6. He now starts P1 here tonight. To his outside, it's the boss man from South Glen Falls, New York. It is Al Smith Jr. out of the Smith Racing entry. Row number 2, it'll be the number 2 of Brett Bartels. And to his outside, it'll be the man that's on the mission and a beautiful-looking picture of Brian Hacker. Row 3, it'll be the 88 of Steph Marinac. He is making his first start here in the Street Stockers division. He was the Upstate Racing League Fueled by Verge champion on the asphalt side of things. And Robbie Schaefer out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania, driving the 97. Row number 4, it'll be Josiah Millen out of Compton, Pennsylvania, and the Ohio native of Brandon Massey. Row number 5, it'll be Nicholas Weatherby in the 42 and Charlie Hayes in the number 15. Row 6, it'll be Mick Duff. That is Justin McDuff in the 20. Next to him, it'll be Wild Wayne McDuff in the 413. Row 7, it'll be Matt McLean and Ira Kohlhaas. Row 8, Jimmy McIntyre and Paul LaCour. Row 9, it'll be Cody Myers and Sam Warren. Row 10, Kelly Dahl in the 99. And it looks like it's going to be the 53 of Colin Phillip. Row number 11, Jeremy Carpenter and Cole Beer-Coyer. And rounding out the field, it'll be Jeremy Watkins.
I'll tell you what, if we've had any indication what the heats are like, here we go. Green flag flies, Roger. They head off into turn 1.
And as they get a good start there down on the bottom, Vietti going to go to the bottom in the Monster 45. He's going to get a good start. It's going to be catch-up for everybody else. Here comes Al Smith storming back on the outside. Who is down there to the inside? It's a time machine. That's the 88 of Steph Marinac. They are 3 wide. They put Hacker in the middle. Look at Millen down there. He's trying to dig through the bottom group, but they will be 3 wide at the start-finish line. Leading lap number 1, though. Going to go to the 45 of Vietti.
He looks up in his rear view mirror right now. Roger's going to, oh my gosh, what's going on behind me? They are still 3 wide right there as they go into turns 1 and 2. Look at this action. High lane, middle lane, up against the wall. These guys are dialing in, trying to figure out how to get around Eldora faster than everyone else.
Yeah, right now the fastest man on track last time by was actually the number 11 of Brian Hacker. He is coming through the middle. He's going to make a little contact with Al Smith going down the back straightaway here. But he's going to go to the bottom groove here now. Call that the bottom groove for the time being because nobody else has been lower than Hacker at the line. Dead heat. It's actually going to be the 45 leading another one. Vietti, though, is now going to have to see if he can kind of pull away or find a groove. Tim, this looks almost like we're on one of those big 2.2-mile ovals on asphalt. They are all packed up here.
That's great to see. And Hacker there, he is trying to find that low line, see if he can do it, but he seems to have to fall in behind as he gets out of the turns. But if he keeps going, he keeps trying it, give it to Hacker there. He is giving it all he can, and behind him, you got Al Smith, Marinac, and Schaefer all looking to do some big pickups in positions. And the number 40 of Josiah Millen, he's starting to figure up in there as well.
Yeah, but he's not the only one as there's contact there. That is going to be the 42 of Nicholas Weatherby. There is also Brandon Massey. He's coming through the field here. Remember, he had won heat race number 2. Millen was heat race number 1's winner. Robbie Schaefer had the pole here tonight. He was inverted to start 6th. Right now, Schaefer is running in the 4th spot. Massey is running there in 5th. And Millen has now fallen all the way back to the 8th position. So there are some comers and there are some goers. Contact between McDuff, that is Justin McDuff in the Jurassic Park number 20 entry. As now look at Marinac. He just took it 3 wide as he went up the middle past Millen. And now went to the high side as they go 2 by 2.
Oh my gosh, the action here right now. And I'm watching Brian Hacker as he's trying to do the battle for position to try to get the lead, but he goes down the low side. But as they come up into the turns, he's got to out of the turns. He's got a draft right behind him. We have a caution flag.
Caution flag out on the track. It looks like the one of Jeremy Carpenter and Kelly Dahl are going to make contact, and I believe Carpenter went up and over in that Carpenter. I believe that's an AMC front end on that car, but we will have to see what the guys in the trailer say as they got the replay queued up. Let's watch our Turn 3 racing replay. The first one here at Eldora for the night. What happened to the number 1? Oh, Kelly Dahl had already gone around, and he was sitting dead stop corner number 1. Carpenter went to throw the car into the corner, but it was already too late. They made heavy contact to bring out the first caution flag here of the night.
Oops, that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much that was going to be saving Kelly Dahl from Jeremy Carpenter as he was sitting dead stop in turn number 1. So that brings out the first caution. And I believe it's going to be Casey Bietti, Brian Hacker, Al Smith, Robbie Schaefer, Brandon Massey, Nicholas Weatherby, Steph Marinac, Josiah Millen, Justin McDuff, and Matt McLean rounding out our top 10 once we go back to Green Flag Racing.
Question, does the leader get the choice of inside or outside here?
I believe, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying now, Casey Bietti, he's been running the high side. Hacker's been trying the low side. If they now switch him up, and if Bietti has to line up to the inside and Hacker to the outside, let's see, they'll push him in down a little bit. Maybe Hacker can capitalize off that. This should be interesting on the restart.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here, as I believe the lights on the iRacing pace truck are out. Either they're out or they're broken, so we'll go back racing here in just a moment. Pace Carswell is the pace truck driver here tonight from the famous Eldora Speedway, and he will be making that left-hand turn, and we will get back to racing action. It looks like all 23 drivers are still out there on track at the moment as the green flag is back in the air. Bietti going to get a good run off that bottom groove. It's going to give chase. Here comes Hacker, though, to the outside. That's been the preferred line. Bietti going to slide up in front of Hacker. Had to hit the brakes, and they go 3 wide for a moment as Al Smith was coming to the bottom. Everybody, now here comes Hacker. Is he going to be able to do a slide job down here in turn 3? Slide job pending. Bietti ready for it. Crosses over in the center of the corner. Crash in turn number 4.
Look at this. Oh.
Junkyard turn number 4 here at Eldora. Looks like LaCourte, Wild Wayne McDuff is involved in this one. Massey, Weatherby. Now we're going to have to go back and dissect this one. A lot of drivers involved in this. Let's hit the button. Let's see what she's got to say. Watching the 65 of Brandon Massey, the old shed. You're watching the 42 there. That is Nicholas Weatherby. Schaefer goes up into the wall, and it kind of checks everybody up. And, Steph Marinac nowhere to go also. He was involved in that ball. LaCourte going to get her woed up just in time with his machine, and everybody trying to get going kind of makes a little more contact. We'll watch it back again here. I believe we have the onboard camera with the 65 here of Brandon Massey. This is your R&R onboard camera. You saw the contact, and around goes everybody out of turn number 4. Parking lot, but it looks like everybody's going to be able to carry on and try and finish this one out.
Well, that joggles it up a little bit. Now, I was watching on that restart, Al Smith Jr., he was making his presence known there as he was trying to get right inside Bietti and Hacker there, and I'm like going, wow, he's maintaining a great position there. And but like, you know, you want to see it get going 4, 5, 6 laps to see where it settles out here. And I think once we can get that going, we're going to have ourselves one heck of a race. We do already, but I think it's going to get even better, Roger.
Well, once the track starts to widen out, it's already wide. I mean, these guys, if they really wanted to, they have the talent, they have the skill. They could go 6 wide easily here, as it looks like Seth Marinak going to touch the inside wall there, trying to come to pit road.
And they waved off the green flag, so we're going to line them up, try to do it one more time.
Well, while we have the moment here, race fans, we got to give a big shout out to all of you tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope everybody is safe and well at home. I guess social distancing, as everybody is kind of saying these days. Don't worry, I'm doing it at work. You know, trying to stay away from everybody, but that's kind of the way I like it. Here at Eldora, though, Tim, they're not going to be staying away from each other at all.
No, they're leaning on your left and right. Unless you're in Wisconsin, they were out partying last night when they lifted the order. But right here, we have Eldora. We are going to see these guys leaning on each other a little bit. So Hacker now is your leader. Casey Beatty to the outside. Al Smith now, he has the inside preferred. I don't know what the preferred line is. I can't even say that. Why do I say that? And Robert Schaefer to his outside. Brandon Massey and Josiah Millen rounding out your first 3 rows there.
I believe the fastest way around here is wherever the fast guy is.
Thank you.
I just learned it myself. The hot dog vendor told me.
I was going to say, were you down getting a 6-pack? Here we go, green flag in the air.
As the green flag comes back out here at Eldora for the Bartel Builders Throwback 50, it's going to be Hacker sliding up in front of Eddie. Here comes Al Smith now. He tried to bring that S-car. Oh, caution flag back out onto the track. Jimmy McIntyre in the best Colorful Creations, Eddie Meat Market. He has gone around, and he actually had to take the tow back to pit road. I think Kelly Dahl and Paul LaCourte are wrapped up in this one, so back-to-back caution flags waving here at Eldora. These boys are pretty anxious, and I would be too if I was out there in the car. Let's throw it back. Let's see what we can find out here as we go over top here with your Austin Designs overhead shot here tonight. There you see Kelly Dahl. Oh, it has already happened in front of our camera that we were watching. We'll have to see if we have another angle available to us. You watch the 81 right there. Yellow numbers, blue car on the outside lane here. What happens to McIntyre down in the corner? Oh, it looks like McDuff slides up, and they make contact because there's nowhere to go. Hayes is involved, and there's Kelly Dahl, Paul LaCourte, everybody else trying to find a way around. So another caution flag here. They're going to come out, and there you see McIntyre down pit road with his tour up Eddie's Meat Market, number 81.
Well, that'll buff out, won't it?
Yeah, all you got to do is sit there long enough.
Yeah, exactly. That little button. Oh, I'm all fixed. Isn't that great?
It's social distancing here at Eldora,
Yes.
so, you know, it's going to take a while. Only allowed one virtual crew member and a rubber hammer.
Yeah, and all the media has to sit up in the booth there. Oh, too funny. How many laps we got in here, my friend?
11 laps
11,
down,
that's what I figured. Okay,
25
11.
to go.
There you go.
Yellow flag laps not counting here tonight in the feature event through the Bartel Builders Street Stockers. We do got to thank the Bartel Builders for everything they do here on the side of things with the Upstate Racing League. They are focused on providing high-quality service for your construction needs, whether it be new constructions, repair, install, damage repairs. The Bartel Builders have you covered, just like this track is about to be covered as they go back to the green flag racing. Hacker's going to get a great start. Will Al Smith be able to do anything with that 45 of Beatty? He goes to the inside. Here comes Smith. It's not going to be any grip down there, though, this time. Here comes Robbie Schaefer now to the outside of Smith as they come out turn number 2.
And behind him, you can see they're 2 wide. They're starting the middle groove. 3 wide there. The number 3 of McLean there is in the middle of 2 other guys in the positions they're starting to battle for. They're trying to figure out how to get around them. Colin Phillip there, he's going to stay to the outside, maintain his position.
Yeah, they're 3 wide just right in front of him, though. It's Cody Myers. Matt McLean is right in that sandwich, and I believe is that Cole Haas down to the bottom. He's the big mover here in our feature event for the Street Stalkers right now, as he's still down on the bottom groove. It looks like he has McLean. Will he be able to clear, though, Cody Myers as he's back down to the bottom? Smith, though, trying to hang on out in front of him on the bottom, and he's going to bang wheels with Schaefer down the back straightaway. Smith going to have to go back down to the bottom. Robbie Schaefer going to go up and rip the lip. Oh, sideways for Schaefer. Smith's going to go around out of 4.
Yeah, they'll bring out the caution one more time. Ah, they were just getting wound up. Or we were. Which is it?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was my answer. Well played, my friend. Well played. Golf clap for me right here.
Well, let's see what they have in
Yeah,
store
what
for
happened?
us. They have it queued up, they say, and here it is. Let's go. Zoom in on the Al Smith machine. You see Robbie Schaefer out to the outside. He makes contact with Millen and Bietti. Schaefer, oh, there's Smith. He bangs wheels with the 45, and around goes Smith in his 96 machine, and that's actually what's going to bring the caution. Now, Robbie Schaefer also was a little bit slow as he was trying to catch his machine, so both those drivers are going to lose a couple positions here. Al Smith, though, going to have to start tail of the field. That's a long way back.
I was just thinking the same thing. It's a long way to go from when you're running up top 3. Now you got to go back and pass all those guys just to get back to where you once were. So a little bit of determination, a little bit of how do you say this? Motivation by anger, frustration maybe. So let's see what he does. Keep an eye on him as we get this started again. How far he can work his way back up there. Jeremy Watkins will take advantage of the wave around here. Paul Lacourt had his black flags way cleared.
As he was trying to avoid that incident, I believe that was happening down in turn number 4. So, looking at it right now, McIntyre is the only driver out of this throwback race at Eldora. And let's throw back to the green flag here, this time out of turn number 4. The green flag is back in the air here at Eldora. And look at it there, almost 3 wide already. Looks like Robbie Schaefer didn't get a good start. He was able to retake his position in 3rd. Wild Wade McDuff is sideways towards the back of the field, but look at Millen. He's going to bounce it off the turn 2 fence line here, and Robbie Schaefer goes down to the middle.
Look at that hacker is trying to hold off Bietti, but he's going to work to his inside to try to get that first position because, once you're the leader, you have command of the race, but the competition behind you is sneaking up all over. Do not look up in that rearview mirror if you're intimidated by traffic, because that's what you're going to see right now if you're up front.
Traffic everywhere like you're driving on I-95, or for a lot of these drivers that live north, it could be I-81. We know how all the traffic is up there. It's lovely.
Pretty much anywhere. Weatherby in the 42, he's trying to maintain his position. Colin Phillip, he's battling him. We're keeping an eye on Al Smith there right now. He is back in 19. We'll keep an eye and see if he can gain some positions as the laps unwind here a little bit.
Yeah, he's back here and kind of will call it the hecticness, because right in front of him, it's the man from north of the border. Kelly Dalton is right there. Wade McDuff is right there also. Hayes, Massey, LaCour, Marinek is right there also. So a lot of drivers out here tonight towards the back of the field that would normally be towards the front of the field. It's a challenging track here at Eldora, and everybody has number and numerous laps turned here tonight. And leading up to this race, we're going to get 17 to go, so we are halfway home that time by.
Well, it's good to see, because now we're starting to see it settle off. Bouncing off the wall there, the 58 of Sam Warren. That's not going to help you gain positions right there. And he's the 3 of McLean. Looks like he bounced off the walls. He tries to gather it together in his Whiskey River machine.
Right now, though, with 16 to go, it is Brian Hacker, Casey Mietti, Robert Schaefer, and look at Josiah Millen. He won his heat race. Caution flag going to come back out. I believe a couple of them going to be over here, turned around. It's going to be the Bartel Builders, number 2 of Brett Bartels, as he swings it around, and he's going to get it pointed back in the right direction. But I don't think that's the only car that was turned around, but we will see what the old eye in the sky has for us here at Eldora. You're watching the replay here down to the inside, the red and white. Bartel Builders, number 2. Oh, there you see the contact between McLean and Kohlhaas, and then Weatherby gets a little bit of a tail slap also, but it's going to send Brett Bartels down to the inside wall.
Yeah, as a result, those guys kept going, it looked like, and then Bartel gets the worst of it, and he brings out the caution for facing down towards the inside there, but the action's still not halting at all. Hacker and Bietti putting on a great show. Schaefer, trying to see what he can do in 3rd now. Keep an eye on Al Smith. He's now up to 15th from when he was 19th just a little bit ago. Gotta watch that come from behind guy, Cinderella's story. Everyone loves that stuff.
Yeah, Al Smith would be one of those come from behind guys for sure. Just mark him into that position for you. You just remember that one, Tim. He's going to come from behind.
That's what I'm watching. Watching the ticker to see what he can do. I'm telling you, he's motivated by frustration more than anything. So he's like, I want to back up there again.
So it'll be Hacker, Bietti, Schaefer, Millen, Myers, Kohlhaas, McLean, Weatherby, McDuff, your top 9 drivers as the iRacing pace truck does turn the lights off, so we will go back to the green flag racing next time by. It'll be 15 to go when we drop the green flag. The track has really started to widen out here. Everybody is now kind of migrated to the top lane. We'll see what happens on this green flag if Hacker's going to be able to get back to the top lane and hold down the top spot.
Well, we're going to find out when they drop the green flag here as the laps are starting to tick down to the checkered. And here we go. Green flags in the air as they head off into turn number 1.
As they head down into turn 1, look at Hacker. He's going to go straight to the top side. Bietti going to bounce him off the cushion. Somebody up into the wall. I believe that was the Ira Kohlhaas, number 29. Millen's up into the wall. Warren's up into the wall. Smith grabs a little piece of the wall. Here comes Casey Bietti with a slide job in turn number 3. Hacker's going to turn down to the bottom, but he makes contact with Robbie Schaefer. It'll be Bietti going back to the race lead, and we only had 2 lead changes as he leads for the 3rd time tonight.
And here we go. So the battle was on. Now he's taking advantage of that restart there to get side by side to get up the leader, and it's working for him. That's what you want to see. And now you got to see if he can hold off Hacker, because we've watched the race before, and he's always a factor in these races. As
they were 3 wide for a moment with Hacker, Kohlhaas, and the 97 of Robbie Schaefer. Schaefer can't get to the outside lane, but look at Millen. He has found his way into the 2nd position with his Jack Daniels number 40. He is going after Weatherby. These 2 drivers, after last week's race, they sat down after the race and they were trying to, figure out which track in the Northeast had the best dirt track racing. Neither of them picked Eldora, but both of them are going to battle here as Bietti goes up, slaps the wall that time in turn 2. Millen lost a little bit of ground, and now Millen's going to jump the cushion in turn 3. He's going to slap it off the wall with his Jack Daniels number 40.
And that machine is looking good as he tries to make his way around there, and now you're running in 2nd, and that is definitely the catbird seat, as you like to say. But the way it's going right now, these guys are bouncing off the wall. If someone bounces off, comes right down, you're headed to the back of the pack.
And you talk about the back of the pack. Where is the old Al Smith machine? 14th right now for the man from South Glen Falls, New York, who went around a little while ago. He's worked his way back up to 14th. Still got 10 laps to go, and it is still 45 as the caution
no, there
flag
we go, big wreck.
Is going to come out. Oh, look at Justin McDuff. He's gone up and over. Kohlhaas is involved in this one, but McDuff is going to get the worst of it. He's going to need a Duff man after that.
A little Simpsons reference there. I caught that. Yeah, the 20th. Yeah, McDuff. He did took a lick in there. Looks like they're trying to keep on ticking. And the 53 Colin Phillip, he was involved. It looks like, and yeah, they just kind of went. They all went airborne there. And good news is everyone's okay.
Yeah, everybody is going to be all right here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. There you saw it. It was the contact with McDuff and Kohlhaas that started the whole chain reaction. We'll throw it back one more time here, and let's see if we can use our Austin Designs overhead. You're watching that Jurassic Park machine. There you see Kohlhaas is already up there. There's just nowhere for these guys to go. They were all up running that high line. Hayes there coming through. The 53 is also going to be involved in this one. So with 10 laps to go, the big one's going to happen here at Eldora.
Well, no lack of action so far. They have not disappointed. The caution's coming out, rebunching the field up and everything so they can line up again. But Casey Bietti right there. And now Hacker will line up inside 2nd row. Maybe he can take advantage of that and get back up into the lead. We'll have to find out. And where's our buddy Al Smith? He is now 14th still.
That might change here in just a second. We'll wait for that iRacing timing and scoring. Sometimes it's a little wonky, but he's probably running around that position. Don't worry about that. But how about the man who's shown up for the first time this season, the 88 of Steph Marinac? He was the champion on the asphalt side of things, but because of things happening in the world these days, Steph Marinac had to take a step away. He was trying for that coach's corner challenge, but unfortunately with missing this much of the season, he will not be able to take the challenge as the green flag is back in the air. It'll be 9 more laps here in the Bartel Builders. Throwback 50 here from Eldora.
Looks like it was single file style on the restart, which is the race director's discretion. And as they get going again, here they come, and they are definitely going at it to see if they can gain any positions. In the low line, the middle groove doesn't seem to be working as well as the high side, so they're definitely still sticking to that.
Yeah, but don't tell Hacker that, because he goes down there and tries to hack up the bottom. We know how he is. He's always hacking somewhere, and the bottom is not going to work. He's going to lose a little ground to Millen. This time he's going to throw it into the middle because Cody Myers is right there. Now he's able to slide up in front of the 75. 75 has to check a little bit. Look at Wade McDuff. He's down on the bottom. He is digging. Here comes Brandon Massey, though, in the old shed. 65. He's going to go to the outside. Someone into the outside wall. That was the 58 of Sam Warren. He was able to hammer back in and keep it straight. Al Smith digging on the bottom. He is in the 11th spot, knocking on the top 10.
Oh my gosh, this action is incredible here watching these guys. Now I'm taking a minute, I'm watching the steering wheels. I'm watching how these guys are sawing those things back and forth. Oh, and the caution flag comes out again.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Nicholas Weatherby and the number 3 of McLean making a little contact out of turn number 4 this time. Caution flag going to come back out with just 6 laps to go here tonight in your main event for the Bartel Builder Street Stockers. And, well, let's hit the button. Show the replay. Let's show you fans what just happened here with the 42 of Nicholas Weatherby and the 3. You saw the 3 just get crossed up. It looks like the 3 just pushed right off the corner and right up into the 42 of Nicholas Weatherby, bringing out our caution flag here with just 6 laps to go in the main event for the throwback race.
Oh my gosh, swab for men. It's nice to know someone's keeping clean here on the dirt track. The number 40 machine, as I just showed him right there, Josiah Millen. These guys are just putting on a great show, and I look for the next 6 laps. If we can get it out to the end there, Roger, I think we're going to have a heck of a battle. We have all night long, but now that they know there's only 6 laps left, whatever they were trying to do differently or what they were saving, forget it. You got to go for it now.
Yeah, the question is, though, who on this restart, because it might be your only chance to try and pick up a position, who is going to go into turn 1 and throw that huge slide job? I can tell you, race fans, I was out there, yes. I was out there racing last night, yes.
I was waiting.
And I will say, at Irwindale Speedway, I tried to throw a slide job, and let's just say when I stabbed the brakes, the car didn't turn. So
where'd you end up?
Yes, on my roof.
Beautiful.
Let's hope that none of these drivers are going to have that happen, as the iRacing pace truck is going to dive in this time by, and we will go back racing with just 5 to go. Would it be Weatherby, Millen, Hacker, your front 3, then it's Myers, Schaefer, McDuff, your top 6. Massey, Warren, Smith, LaCourte will round out the top 10. So 5 laps to go when the green flag comes back out here at Eldora. You're watching the Bartel Builder Street Stockers for the Bartel Builders Throwback Race at Eldora.
I'll tell you, Josiah Millen, I'm gonna keep an eye on him if he can get a great start here.
Yeah, but it was a better start for Casey Vietti this time, as he'll go into turn 1. Everybody in your top 5 actually just stay right there in line. The first one to duck out of the line is going to be Wade McDuff. He tried to get Robbie Schaefer down in turn number 1. He'll go back down to the bottom here, because this time by, it'll be 4 laps to go for your race leaders. And McDuff, Wade McDuff, the wild man, goes down there, and he is not going to be able to pick up the position from Robbie Schaefer, as he's actually going to continue to try and stay down there. But look at Millen. Millen has a run coming off of turn number 2. What's he going to do into turn number 3? He goes to the bottom. Slide job coming from Millen. Millen's actually going to tap the brakes, turn that rear of that Jack Daniels machine. It'll be a drag race out of 4. It'll be Vietti coming across the line with 3 laps to go.
Oh my gosh, the action heating up here as these guys are battling out for the lead, and the guys behind them are just waiting to see what they're going to do. Now Josiah Millen, he's going to try to line him up one more time for Vietti, but Vietti is doing everything he can to keep him as far away as he can and behind him.
Millen jumps the cushion that time in 3, gets it up into the outside wall, so he will go ahead and lose a little bit of ground, but that time by, it was the old popsicle sticks in the air here at Eldora. These 2 drivers battling to see if they could win the Bartel Builders Throwback Race. This time by, it'll be the butt kicker, 1 to go at the flag stand. Casey Vietti going to take the white flag. We will finish this race right here in regulation. Lap 35, up to the outside, both drivers go.
They're going to come on the backstretch out of turn 3 and 4. Let's see how this finishes, because the battle has been raging throughout the whole race.
Huge slide job by Millen, but Vietti going to cross him over, and it will be Vietti at the start-finish slide. Millen tried his darndest to finish this one, P number 1, but it looks like it is only going to be good enough for a second-place finish by about a half a car at the start-finish line. Robbie Schaefer. So 2 of the PA Posse boys going to come home 2 and 3. Cody Myers is 4th. Brian Hacker is 5th. Brandon Massey sitting there in 6th. Wade McDuff was 7th. Al Smith Jr. was 8th. Sam Warren was 9th. Paul LaCourte comes home 10th. Steph Marinac in his first race back. He goes to the 11th position. Charlie Hayes is 12th. Kelly Dolph from Canada comes home 13th. 14th is going to be Nicholas Weatherby. Cole Beer Coyer going to come home in the 15th position. 16th, going to go to the 53 of Colin Phillip. Then it's going to be Jeremy Carpenter, Matt McLean, Jeremy Watkins, Brett Bartels, Justin McDuff, Ira Kohlhaas, and Jimmy McIntyre, rounding out your 23-car field here tonight from Eldora. Well, race fans, as these boys kind of catch their breath, we're going to step away for a moment. We will get to your post-race show here for the Bartel Builders Throwback race at Eldora. Don't go anywhere. Hear what Millen and Bietti have to say about the haymakers they were throwing at the front of the field. Welcome back here, race fans, to the famous Eldora Speedway. It was the Bartel Builders Throwback race for the Street Stockers, and we have officially caught up with the top 3. It's going to start with this man right here this week. I believe, Tim, you have caught up with our winner of Bietti down in Victory Lane.
Yes, I have, with the number 45 of Casey Bietti. Casey, first of all, congratulations on the win. Second of all, the question is, was it tougher getting to the front, or was it tougher staying up there with all the competition you had right behind you?
Definitely tougher staying up here. Those last few laps, Josiah was really on my bumper. I really had to work myself to keep him behind me.
Well, congrats on the restarts. What was your secret? Just get out there as quick as you could and try to hold everybody off?
Pretty much. Going back like a couple weeks, and whenever I'm starting pole or in the lead, my restarts are my biggest help. I can just catch everybody sleeping and just go, and that's another thing that probably won me this race tonight. I know if I was sleeping and even let Josiah even get door to door with me on those restarts, so we definitely would have been screwed. He would have just rolled right past me, I feel.
Well, a guy named by the name of Ron Hornaday, master of the restarts, took him all the way to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Look forward to watching the race again.
Thank you.
Well, there was your post-race winner of Casey Bietti down the Street Stockers. We have also caught up with the man who is going to finish second here tonight. It's the driver out of Topton, Pennsylvania. It's your GoBowling.com second-place finisher. Josiah, you gave it one heck of a shot down there on the final lap in turn number 3. Did you have anything left for Bietti?
I think I did. I think I drove it in too hard. Coming into 3 to give him the slide job, and I slid straight to the wall. But it was, for a second there, I thought I had him. He got me by a nose. It was awesome.
Other than a slide job, is there anything you would have been able to do to try and get around the 45? Maybe a couple more green flag laps here tonight, or maybe a little bit more moisture down on the bottom?
Yeah, I think I didn't really venture to the bottom at all during that feature, so I didn't know what was there. So I was just going to play my cards on the top and follow them and hope on that slide job working on the last lap. So, I mean, it almost worked. I mean, maybe I could have tried to get around him sooner, but I'll take second. That was a fun race.
Yeah, it's a good point tonight as you are battling for that Tri-State Rookie of the Year championship here in the Street Stockers division and over in the late models. How do you feel about heading now to get in the car that has a little more power here at Eldora?
I've been struggling in the late model these last couple races, so hopefully this good momentum in the street stock carries over to the late model tonight.
Well, Josiah, congratulations on your GoBowling.com second place finish here tonight. Is there anybody you got to give any shout outs to that help you bring this machine to the track on Thursday night?
Yep, my fiance for letting me do this every night. My Bohica boys, Ira, Kohlhaas, and Brandon Massey. We run well together, and it's fun to have them in my ear, spotting for me when they're not on track. So, big shout out to those guys for getting me the second place finish.
Well, there you heard it from your second place finisher out of Topton, Pennsylvania. It'll be the driver of the 40 of Josiah Millen. Another one of those Pennsylvania boys. We got him right here, Robbie Schaefer. Robbie, the Hamburg hot dog. A third place finish here in the Street Stockers. Got to feel pretty good. It's been a couple rough weeks for you.
Yeah, it does feel good. I'm not really too confident in the Street Stocks. I didn't feel really that fast tonight, but I just knew if I stayed on the top, I'd kind of grab spots when people would try to go to the bottom. There wasn't anything there really, and definitely a couple guys faster than me, so I need to figure out what to do to get a little better.
I don't know if you got to get better or if they just, got to let you by. I mean, what is it going to take to get you back into victory lane here on a Thursday night?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like a couple guys did let me by. I was running 5th when I took the white flag, and I'm not sure why they kind of just slowed down there on the last lap, let me go in the middle. Maybe they didn't want to talk to you. I don't know.
I mean, that is definitely a very good possibility. I think this is going to be the first event all year here, Rob. I'm not sure if you noticed that we don't have to talk to Brian Hacker here on your top 3 podium finishers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he's getting tired of it, running out of things to say or something.
But hey, Robbie, congratulations here on finishing 3rd place. Is there anybody you got to thank for finishing on the podium?
Yeah, I'll also thank my wife for letting me do this. Can't have Josiah one-upping me there, but Full Moon Garage and Al and everybody that helped put this series on.
Well, there you heard it, Robbie Schaefer. Tim, going to be one of those smart men. Him and Millen, the 2 PA Posse boys, they're going to go out there. They're going to thank their significant others here in victory or in the podium.
That's how you keep the homestead happy.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life is what they tell us. But, man, what a finish we just had here for the Bartel Builders Street Stockers, the Throwback 50 here from Eldora. Tim, I'm really looking forward to these boys getting in a little bit faster car. The track's going to be the same. We're just going to head into the night here at Eldora. The pace, though, is going to get a lot faster.
Well, looking forward to that. Like you said, the more power in the cars, and the track has a little bit of wear on it. The way the line is and what's going to work for those guys. Are they going to go to the high side like normal for them, or are they going to go to the high side based on what they saw the Street Stocks do tonight?
Well, we're going to find that out in just a little bit. We got to switch lobbies. We got to take a quick little break here. We'll be back, though, for the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the action that these boys are going to put on. A couple of these drivers going to be in some throwback paint schemes here at Eldora for the main event coming up your way in just a couple moments. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Bowling brings people together.
Right down the middle. You got it. Uh-oh. Good job.
See what you can do, man.
Oh! Wait.
That's a strike right there. Woo! Connect with family and friends. Go bowling.
Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Bowling brings people together.
Right down the middle. You got it. Uh-oh. Good job.
See what you can do, man.
Wait.
That's a strike right there.
Connect with family and friends. Go bowling.
Welcome back here to the Eldora Speedway, the world's greatest track, fastest track, whatever you want to call it. It's Muth back up here in the booth. Tim is still hanging out with us here for the Bartel Builders Pro Late Models this time, Tim. They put on a whale of a show in the Street Stalkers. Now let's give them a little more power on the same track.
Well, I'll tell you what, after we saw in the street stock action with the 2, 3, and 4 wide racing, and they managed to get their way around, the high groove was the way to go. Now you have more power, a wider car, and I'm watching right now. These guys are right now just practicing here. They're doing the looking like the high side is the way to go again. But we saw some guys try the low side to their advantage. But I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to do when we line them up on the track here. Because Eldora is just an amazing half-mile dirt facility. In real life, it's owned by Tony Stewart, run by Roger Slack. But so what they're doing here tonight, I'm looking forward to watching these guys.
That'll be coming up here in just a moment as these boys are still out here in practice. Before we go any farther, we got to thank the Bartel Builders. Focused on providing high quality and service for your construction needs. Whether it's new constructions, repairs, install, or damage repairs, Bartel Builders has you covered for everything you need. Anything big, anything little, call the Bartel Builders. We got to thank Go Bowling race fans. I know we're all getting closer and closer every day to our little stay-at-home quarantine being over with, and then we can go bowling. So head on over to gobowling.com and get your lane picked out at your local bowling alley. We also got to thank the Tri-State Soft Wash. Tri-State brings industrial experience to each and every project. Whether you're looking to finish a major project or just starting one, Tri-State's knowledgeable team has the skill and the tools to make sure your job is done and done the right way the first time. Left with absolutely no cleanup, because Tri-State Soft Wash, they clean up. We got to thank Austin Designs. You need a wrap, you need a paint scheme, you need a logo. Head on over to Facebook, contact Austin himself at Austin Designs. How about Butt Kicker? Feel what you've been missing. You get Butt Kicker, you hook it up to your sim rig, you will feel every little bump in your butt when you come out here to Eldora. We also got to thank Track Racer. They are redefining gaming, and let me tell you, race fans, I've been looking at a lot of sim cockpits as of lately for my iRacing rig itself. Track Racer probably has some of the nicest sim rig cockpits that you're going to find on the market. Head on over to Track Racer and tell them that the Upstate Racing League sent you their way. How about Sudi's Country Market? They don't go, they come to the Upstate Racing League's facilities, the tracks that they are at, and they make sure they bring all the cold cuts and deli combinations that these drivers need. And last but not least, how about the Upstate Racing League? They're putting on some whale of a shows here as of late, like we're going to do right here in just a couple of moments here at the famous Eldora Speedway. So we do welcome all the race fans in here tonight. A lot of these drivers got some famous paint schemes. You're going to see Josiah Millen out there representing the Moose Eisenhart Racing paint scheme. It's a little bit of a throwback to one of the Northeast Modifieds here that raced in Pennsylvania at the famous, I call it famous, it's a little true and dear to my heart as my father raced back at the Big Diamond Raceway here in Pennsylvania a long, long time ago. But Doug Hoffman paint scheme coming back to life here on the sim. Tim, you know Doug? I mean, you're from New York.
Very well. He was a partner with Alex Friesen, who I worked for when he ran Lancaster Speedway. So they ran Mahoning Valley together.
Well, see, You know, New York, Pennsylvania, 2 states neighboring, drivers back and forth over the border all the time. You're also going to have to watch out, though, for Ira Kohlhaas. He is going to be driving a UMP national champion. It was the 93 machine. He worked on that car growing up, so a little bit of a throwback to that. We'll get more details then. Nicholas Weatherby, he's going to be in the famous 24 that he always races. It's going to be a Jeff Gordon Prelude throwback to 2007 when they were right here at the famous Eldora Speedway. Brett Bartels, he'll be out there in the number 2 tonight. He'll be actually throwing it back to the first race car that Brett ever was able to run. And here's one for you, Tim. This one you're going to know. How about Bob McCready from the early 90s? The 96 of Al Smith will be driving the Barefoot Bob McCready throwback from the 90s.
Any drugs? That was the sponsor on it. Remember that?
Another throwback that's up there in the north. It's going to be the 41 of Paul LaCourte. He's going to have the Brett Hearn Pepsi paint scheme, so be on the lookout for that one. That's another famous one that you and I both know.
Brett the Jet.
One final one, Wayne McDuff, Wild Wayne, throwing in an entry here tonight. He'll be throwing it back to his rookie paint scheme when he had first joined the Upstate Racing League many, many years ago. So there's a ton of different ones out there. Right now, there's 22 drivers with just 2 minutes left that have entered into this race here at Eldora. So, I mean, Tim, we talked about it. The street stock race that was won a little bit ago by Casey Bietti was absolutely great. And I'm expecting the same thing here for the pro lates.
Well, a lot of these guys already got warmed up, as we say, earlier in the street stock action, so they're just going to come over in the late models here. But these guys, it's a totally different car setup, horsepower, the whole thing. And once again, I'm watching the cockpit. I'm watching the drivers as they saw the wheel back and forth as they try to maintain, how to get around the track the best way. And right now, I'm looking at some guys trying to use that middle groove, trying to get that to execute for them. But once you get out there, you might not have that available, so you got to go high or low. And we're going to see how it goes here, at least when we get going.
Well, this is how the Upstate Racing points look like. It's your Track Racer Redefining Gaming Championship standings here after the R&R Auto Night last week at Limaland. Brian Hacker continues to lead the point standings, sitting there running in the second position. It's the Hamburg Hot Dog of Robbie Schaefer. Third is going to be Justin McDuff. Brett Bartels is fourth. Al Smith Jr. right now rounds out the top 5 in our championship. And then we get the first Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Year, and that's Nicholas Weatherby. Casey Bietti is sitting there 7th. Josiah Millen is 8th. 9th is Ira Kohlhaas, and then it's Chuck Hayes rounding out the top 10. So 4 drivers right now have rookie status here with the Upstate Racing League, and they have found themselves inside the top 10, battling out for that Rookie of the Year prize, which is coming up in just 3 weeks after this. So that's how your championship lineup looks. Right now, though, as we getting ready, as you see, 30 seconds on the counter. And it's going to be Robbie Schaefer right now as he sits down on pit road with the Full Moon Garage, number 97. He has the quick time here tonight with a 15.938. But you know what, Tim? That quick time don't matter here in practice. We're going to random pill draw for our heat races.
Perfect. That's the way to do it.
So nobody going to be able to sandbag or anything here tonight, as practice officially going to end with Schaefer at the top. Hacker, Bietti, Kohlhaas, Bartels, your top 5. Chris Brown was 6th. Massey was 7th. Smith was 8th. McDuff, 9th. And Millen rounded out the top 10 here. So I hope you race fans are ready, because heat race number 1 is about to take to the grid here tonight for the Bartel Builders Throwback 50 right here at the famous Eldora Speedway located in Ohio. And with everybody now taking to the grid here at Ohio, this is how your Stop Bullying starting lineup is going to look. Starting on the front row, it'll be the Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Year candidate, the 289 of Jeremy Weatherby. To his outside, it'll be the driver of the 64, another one of those Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Years. It'll be Andrew Plank. Right behind them, it'll be the Bartel Builders entry, the number 2 supporting the first ever colors that he ever raced. It'll be the number 2 of Brett Bartels. Al Smith Jr. will line up there to his outside, starting in the 4th spot. 5th spot, 3rd row, it'll be the 23 of Steph Marinac, making his first start of the season. And Casey Bietti, the street stock winner, as his car is going through tech inspection. The number 40 of Josiah Millen will start there in the 7th position, and Robbie Schaefer will start 8th, rounding out our 8-car lineup here. Heat race number 1 coming your way.
Well, here they come rolling out here. We'll do the pace laps. The iRacing pace truck will pull off, and then we're going to cut them loose here. So eight cars out here. That'll be some good competition. But like we said, we talked earlier, Roger, and we're probably repeating ourselves. I'm looking forward to seeing what the preferred line is going to be around the track for these guys.
Yeah, we saw the top side was pretty much dominating at the end of the Street Stockers race. Gonna have to see. This is a brand new track. Tony Stewart, I saw him out there on the old John Deere. He was tilling it up, turning it over, added some water to it, and it is a beautiful looking track here tonight at the virtual Eldora Speedway. Race fans, we do welcome you in here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Mute's up here, and it's my good friend Tim. Tim, I'm excited. I'm still excited. I just want the pace truck to go away.
I know. Well, I guess it's the mandatory 3 laps, what they always do for the iRacing. But when the pace truck does go away, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to try to do and who's going to take advantage. And the front row, so we've seen so far tonight, has been advantageous, but that was in the street stocks. Now we're going to cut the late models with all that power under the hood and see how they react to what's going on here. And there's that green flag, Roger. That's what we wanted.
Green flag in the air for the first time here tonight for the pro late models, and one of them going to get tagged right away. It's going to be Casey Bietti. He got tagged by the Full Moon Garage of Robbie Schaefer. Both drivers are going to be able to hang on to their machines, but look at the 88 down on the bottom on your timing and scoring, race fans. It'll be the 23 of Marinac. Somebody's going to go around. Al Smith is going to go around, and Bietti going to get smoked by Andrew Plank in turn number 1. So it looks like problems here for Al Smith and his entry. The Barefoot Bomber Brady machine going to bring out the first yellow here in heat race number 1.
Yeah, it looked like Smith was trying to work over Bartel's there, and Bartel's got a little bit sideways, but Smith, he got it going again, but Smith bore the brunt of that action and collected a few guys behind him and brings out the caution here.
So 4 cars total involved. We saw all the Turn 3 Racing replay. 2 official laps, actually, I guess iRacing officials will determine were completed under the green flag circumstances. So we will double them back up. It'll be looking like Jeremy Weatherby will be our P1 position here when we go back to racing. And it'll be Brett Bartel's Josiah Millen, who won his heat race, finishing 2nd in the Street Stockers event that was just on air just a couple moments ago here in the Turn 3 Racing Network. Robbie Schaefer, Al Smith, Andrew Plank, Casey Bietti, and then Steph Marinac will round out your 8-car field here, heat race number 1 for the big dance here tonight.
Well, 10 laps is the distance that we talked about before, so I'm looking forward to. I want to see this one can go all the way to the end. That's what I was going to say. I want to see this one go right to the checkered flag and see how they work it through.
Well, a little bit of jitters, we'll call that. We're giving them a pass.
Yeah.
They just topped out of the street stocks, only 350 horsepower to a very wide wheel, we're calling on those. These guys, this time, we're going to up the horsepower, pretty much double them in these cars. And, well, what do you say we go ahead and turn the lights off on the iRacing pace truck, and we'll bring him down pit road here, and we'll go back to green flag racing. Just
there
like
you go.
that.
There's your green flag as they head off to turn 1, Roger. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, look at Bartels. He's going to go to the outside here. He's going to hold it wide open. Look at that full move garage. Robbie Schaefer shot out of a cannon to the outside here. He's going to be peeking for P number 2, this time out of turn number 4. It'll be Brett Bartels leading the first lap for himself here tonight in heat race number 1, but he's going to jump the cushion. Almost 3-wide contact between Weatherby and Schaefer. Both of them going to go up into the wall. Look at Millen. He's going to take evasive action. He's going to go down to the bottom lane, and here comes Smith. Smith also going to come down to the bottom with his turn 3 96, and now he's going to have to battle with Bietti because he is right there. Robbie Schaefer, though, loses a lot of ground. He goes back to running 6th.
Weatherby bore the brunt of that jostle there a little bit, and what happened, Bartels, though, he did the smart thing. He stayed out front there. Josiah Millen, he made his way to the front, and now Weatherby is under attack from the 45, Casey Bietti, and Al Smith in the 96, sitting right there waiting to see what they're going to do.
4 cars battling for P3 right now on track. It'll be 4 laps to go. Bietti gonna go up and rip the lip. Smith's gonna spin her around out of turn number 4. He's gonna try and hang on to the car. He's gonna keep it pointed in the right direction. We stay green flag racing. Now it is Weatherby in third. Bietti is fourth. Schaefer in the Full Moon Garage now runs in P5.
And Schaefer's looking to try the inside groove there, but he has to slide up against the wall and follow the 45 of Bietti there. No room there, but Bietti now starting to work over Weatherby for the 3rd position. That battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th is looking huge.
Yeah, as Bietti's going to lose a little ground. He goes down to the bottom there on the 45. He's not going to find the moisture, not going to find the grip. So right now the track is about a middle to upper groove here at Eldora. Bartels is just absolutely running away with things. All drivers will transfer into the main event coming up a little bit later on here for the Bartel Builders Throwback race. And right now, it's your butt kicker. 1 lap to go, and it is all Brett Bartels out front in this Bartel Builders number 2 as he rides the high side here in turn 3 and 4. He'll come across the line. He will win heat race number 1. And Millen will come home second. Then it's going to be Jeremy Weatherby. Robbie Schaefer actually going to nose him out of the line. It'll be Schaefer, then Weatherby, Bietti, Plank, Marinac, and Al Smith will round out the field here. Wow, what an exciting race that was for heat race number 1. Tim, I don't know if these drivers here in heat race number 2 are going to be able to do what just happened in heat race number 1.
Well, I'm sure they were watching to see what the action was out there and how guys were getting around. And what we can see so far, Roger, that high groove is still going to be the way to the win so far, unless someone can find something to hook up down, maybe a half a car length or a car length down, and see if they can make their way around. But so far, the high, wide, and handsome is the way to go.
Well, your butt kicker, heat race number 2, looks like, not sure if it's coming up here. Looks like, waiting on some cars to grid.
Oh, I know that number 12. I recognize that paint scheme.
Well, looks like we may need to take a quick commercial break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We'll be right back with more of the Upstate Racing. It's the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series. Well, race fans, we don't have right now any video feed, but Tim, take us away here at Eldora.
So far as we are here on lap number 2, the leader right now is the number 81 of Jimmy McIntyre. He's holding down the top spot. Brian Rogers, the number 12, he is holding in second. Brandon Massey is trying to take that position away, but Rogers holds on for second place. Oh, big wreck. He goes up in the Rogers goes up on his side. He got up into the fence, and that'll bring out the caution as he was battling Brandon Massey for second place. Second, third was the battle right there. Also in this race, we'll get back to that 413 of Wayne McDuff. Ira Kohlhaas is running, number 29 is in this race. Brian Hacker in the number 11, he's running sixth. And running 7th is Devin Johnson in the number 83, and Brian Jones in the number 9 round. That's your field for heat number 2, as we are now under caution. Brian Rogers, the number 12, got up on the fence there, and if I took a guess, that number 12 looks like the old Bobby Allison Coca-Cola paint scheme. So they're not wasting any time getting the action going. Lap number 3, they had the caution flag comes out here for the late models, pro late models, here at Eldora Speedway, home of the world's greatest concession stand prices anywhere.
As we got the live feedback here at Eldora, race fans, you're not going to miss any more action. You're only going to miss 2 laps here of your heat race number 2 as we show you the 81 of McIntyre on the front. That's the Joker 65 of Brandon Massey sitting there, and then Wade McDuff. So 1 caution flag flying here in the early stages of this one while we had to get the camera crew. The truck kind of dropped the old satellite off the back, would you believe it?
Got to plug it back in, put another quarter in.
Well, we also had to get one of our good old buddies just to hop on the 10-speed to power the generator that also just went down.
I'm calling all hamsters.
So it'll be 8 laps to go here. The iRacing Pace Truck lights do go out in heat race number 2. We do, once again, have to apologize for the delay in the racing action, but you will miss no more here tonight for the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series. It is the Bartel Builders Throwback 50 as we go back to the green flag here. Looks like McDuff right now going to go down to the bottom with his number 413 machine. Right behind him, hot on the heels, is going to be Brian Hacker. That 65, though, looking pretty racy up against the fence line.
And you look at McIntyre in the 81, he has gone to the low side here, doing something we have not seen so far tonight. As the leader, now trying the low side, see if he can make it work for him. And coming up is Brandon Massey, number 65 machine. He's going to stick to the outside, the 413 away. McDuff, he's going to follow McIntyre. What a different change it was from all the racing we've seen so far tonight, Roger.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen really anybody down to the bottom. McIntyre did try it in the heat races back with the Street Stalkers, but here comes Massey. He just stays to his guns, and he goes right back to the lip on the outside here. It'll be 4 laps to go. Heat race number 2, Brandon Massey to the point. He won heat race number 2 in the Street Stalkers. Can he go back-to-back heat race number 2 wins here tonight? It'll be 3 to go, this time by at the line.
I'm telling you, I'm impressed. McIntyre is sticking to it by trying the low side. He is currently running in second, and now he's getting some competition there from Wayne McDuff in the 413 machine. So now, I don't know, man, this is getting more interesting now. Now McIntyre goes back up to the high side to see if he can close the gap on Massey, who's your current leader.
And Massey goes back down into the corner, though, as he got the popsicle sticks at the air at the line this time by for heat race number 2. And it's all Massey, then McIntyre, McDuff, Hacker, Devin Johnson, Ira Kohlhaas, Brian Jones, and Brian Rogers right now sits down on pit road. The team is social distancing as we get the butt kicker 1 to go here, heat race number 2. They're trying to put that Rogers machine back together for the main event, and it looks like it is going to be all Brandon Massey here in heat race number 2. He's going to come across the line. He'll lead his 5th lap, and it'll be the final lap here at heat race number 2. So the old shed going to pick up another heat race win here at Eldora. Then it's going to be McIntyre, McDuff, Hacker, Johnson, Kohlhaas, Jones. That was heat race number 2. Heat race number 3 coming to the grid. And Tim, you wouldn't believe it, this time they didn't drop the satellite.
Well, it's nice they didn't do that, so that was appreciated. But Roger, I was very interested to see how those guys started working the low groove. Now let's see what happens here in heat number 3 as the guys are on the grid behind the iRacing Pace Truck, ready to roll out.
Yeah, and this is your Stop Bullying lineup for heat race number 3. It's going to be Hayes starting on the inside. His outside, it'll be the 20 of the Arts Barber Shop, Justin McDuff. Row 2, it'll be a newcomer. It'll be the driver of the 3. He is a Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Year candidate. It's going to be Cody Early. But starting next to him, it'll be Richard French in the 220 or the 926. A little dyslexia right there. Behind them, it'll be the driver of the 41. It'll be Paul LaCourte. And how about Kokomo's own Chris Brown? And starting shotgun to the field here, heat race number 3. It'll be Nicholas Weatherby in the 24. Jeff Gordon, Prelude to the Dream, Throwback.
Well, 7 cars will be in this heat. 10 laps is the distance like we talked about. And the essence of this one is going to see, once again, is that high side going to be the way to go. And hopefully we'll go caution free, and we'll see if we can stretch one out here with 10 laps and be in the distance. But we've seen caution so far in the others. And like you said, it's the jitters, it's the get back out there. It's just the competition when that green goes. Those guys want to get every position they can while they can to get in that better lineup for the feature.
Pace truck down and away. It's going to be Dave Farney throwing the green flag here at Eldora. One of them going to go sideways. It's the Pepsi Cola machine of Paul LaCourte. tried not to scratch that 41 as Paul's going to drop to the rear of the field. Here comes Weatherby, but look at him as they're 3 wide, 4 wide into turn number 3. Coming out of that one with the second position will be Charlie Hayes. He loses the lead and falls to second. Now he's going to get a little bit of a hip check. Cody Early going to go to the inside. Look at Chris Brown. Nowhere to go. He's going to shoot the gap through the middle. Contact again at the front of the field. It's going to be Brown, though, prevailing, and he takes over P number 2.
Wow, pinballing his way through up to second place. Charles Hayes and the number Chris Brown, the number 1. You said he was a hot one to watch, and still Cody Early trying that low side, but not making it work the way he wants to. That 24 machine. Nicholas Weatherby, he's going to stay to the high side and gain some positions. Chris Brown, man, what a move he made to get up to second place.
Yeah, that was definitely your butt kicker move of the race. Feel what you've been missing. Chris Brown didn't miss anything, and now he's going to go for a slide job down here in 3. Slide job here from Chris Brown. He's going to go up. He's going to bounce it off the cushion. He will propel himself in the number 1 Crown Lift Trucks machine now to P number 1, but he's got to try and run away and hide. Here comes Nicholas Weatherby. He's got a little Jeff Gordon in him here tonight. He now runs 3rd all the way up from the 7th starting spot.
Look at these guys. So right now, the 926 machine, that's Richard French. We're watching him as he tries to the outside. And behind him, Paul LaCourte, the 41. He's trying to battle for position. He's kind of in the middle of the groove there. With the battle up front, Chris Brown. Holy crow, look at that kid go.
Yeah, that boy sure knows how to sling some dirt, especially here at Eldora. He'll get just 4 laps to go this time by, but it is Justin McDuff trying to hold off the strong charging young gun of Nicholas Weatherby as Weatherby throw the DuPont 24 down to the inside, and slide job from Weatherby to McDuff, but McDuff's going to cross it back over at the line. It was McDuff. Can he return the favor in turn 1? He will not. Weatherby's going to go up. He's going to hook that right rear on the cushion, and he will take over P number 2. This time by, though, it'll be 2 laps to go and a 2-second deficit to make up to catch Chris Brown, who is out front.
Well, Justin McDuff is surrounded by rookies. He's got 2 in front of him, 2 behind him. So now the action's on for him. Okay, Richard French there, he just bounced up. So he's got 3 rookies all around him. But still, what a way to have a race here tonight at Eldora Speedway. These guys are putting on a great show. And Chris Brown is up front. Weatherby trying to maintain the 24. He's, like you said, he's got that good luck going of that number 24 of Jeff Gordon, who's won a few races on dirt and asphalt.
Yeah, but it is all about the man from Kokomo, Indiana. It'll be Chris Brown leading 7 laps here in heat race number 3. He will pick up the heat race win. Then it'll be Nicholas Weatherby, Justin McDuff, Cody Early, Richard French, Paul LaCourte, and then it's going to be Charlie Hayes rounding out the 7-car field here in heat race number 2. What a heat race that just was. These boys are going to take a 5-minute warm-up now. We'll see if we can get a word in with some of your heat race winners. I believe we have a couple of them down there, but before we can get to our race interviews with your heat race winners, we got to thank once again Bartel Builders and everything they do here for the Upstate Racing League, being your premier sponsor focused on providing high quality service for your construction needs, whether it's new construction, repairs, installs, or damaged repairs. Bartel Builders has you covered. Race fans, Austin Designs is our post-race show sponsor here with the Upstate Racing League. All post-race show interviews are brought to us by Austin Designs. How about butt kicker? Feel what you've been missing. Chris Brown got a kick in the butt in heat race number 3 to propel himself to the win. Track racer, redefining gaming for a lot of these boys that are out there in their sim cockpits. How about Tri-State? It's the soft wash. It's residential, commercial cleaning. No job too small, no job too big here for the Tri-State soft wash. It's where all the Upstate Racing Leagues drivers take their cars after the dirt races to get cleaned up here. But while we wait, let's see if we can get a word in with a couple of these drivers. I believe we do have a communication line established here with the driver of the 65 of Brandon Massey out of Ohio. Massey, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Roger.
Well, it's good to hear from you, my friend. Tell us about that heat race that you had out there. It was a wicked one.
Yeah, Roger, I'm going to slow this car up here and talk to you. Yeah, man, we had a blast. That was a lot of fun. The cool thing with this is I called my mom and dad earlier, and I asked my mom, I said, what paint scheme you want me to run tonight? She said, I want you to run that Joker car. So we hopped in that Joker car, man, and brung it out here to Eldora, and me and Big Country, Ira Colehouse, and Josiah, we ran about 100 laps before the start of the night, and man, we're prepared. We've been looking for this night. After what we did with the street stock, we're excited. We're looking for this night. We should be able to start on the front row, I hope. And after that heat win, and hopefully I get to talk to you again later on.
Well, my friend, good luck with the Joker car, and why don't you go ahead and give Mom and Dad a little bit of a shout-out real quick.
I'll try. I can't thank them enough, Roger, especially Dad. I got to run his throwback car earlier in the broadcast with the street stock, and that was a lot of fun. And he called me after the heat win we just had, and I asked him, I said, what'd you think about watching that car earlier? And he said brought back a lot of old school memories. So that's really cool. But Mom, Dad, I love you. Dad, I'm going to try to bring it home tonight, bub. This one's for you.
Well, there you heard it, Tim, from Brandon Massey, getting a little choked up there for Mom and Dad. They're always out there supporting the young man out of Ohio.
Tell you what, if you could take the energy we just heard from him, just talking to him, put it under the hood, you can put him in victory lane tonight.
Well, let's see if we can get another word in with another one of our heat race winners. Let's see if we can catch Kokomo's own Chris Brown. Brown, you got a copy? It's Muth up here in the booth.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, Chris, another strong showing. Talk about that heat race because, boy, I don't think I've ever seen somebody shoot the gap like you did in Turn 3.
Yeah, that was a fun heat race. Track's real racy. They farmed it a little bit here, so it'll be just as racy during the feature. You'll see just as good of racing.
Where do you think the groove is going to migrate to here in the street stock event before our late model race here? It kind of went up to the fence line. Is that where the groove is going to be once again here tonight?
Yep, it'll be up the top.
Well, I hear you actually getting a little bit of your driver's meeting, Chris, so we'll let you go real quick. Well, Tim, there you heard it from Chris Brown himself. He thinks the track is going to move to the top side here tonight.
All right, we're going to see, but I know some guys are going to try to... We'll see, because they if it changed between the heats to now, then we're going to find out real quick when these guys get going, and you'll see who can maintain the position and who can pass where.
Well, race fans, warm-up's just about coming to an end here tonight before we head to the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Feature event. It's the Bartel Builders Throwback 50 right here from Eldora. Who do you got, race fans? Do you got Schaefer parking it in victory lane for the second time this year? How about Brandon Massey? Boy is fast here at Ohio. It is a home track for Brandon Massey. What about Brett Bartels? Is he going to be able to park the number 2 in victory lane? What about Chris Brown? He was quick. How about Hacker? Who is a Brian Hacker fan? I'm sure he's going to be hacking something tonight. What about McDuff? Which McDuff, you say? Is it Wild Wayne or is it Justin McDuff? Either one of the McDuff boys will be able to go up into victory lane, or maybe it's Smith. What about Brian Jones? How about the asphalt champion, Steph Marinac? He is here in the house tonight. Well, don't worry, race fans. You don't have to pick just yet, because 50 laps going to be the distance as these guys are already onto the grid. Let's take you through your stop bullying starting lineup. On the front row, it'll be the driver of the number 2 of Brett Bartels. To his outside, you just heard from him, 65 of Brandon Massey. Row 2, Kokomo's own Chris Brown. And then the number 40 of Josiah Millen. Row 3, starting in the 5th spot, going to be the Eddie's Meat Market 81 of Jimmy McIntyre. Then it's going to be in position number 6, the young gun of Nicholas Weatherby. Row number 4, it's the Hamburg Hot Dog, the Full Moon Garage 97 of Robbie Schaefer and Wild Wayne McDuff, throwing it way back to himself, starting there in the 8th spot. Row number 5, it'll be Justin McDuff, and rounding out your top 10 here tonight, it'll be the other Weatherby. It'll be Jeremy Weatherby in the 289. Row 6, position number 11, matching his car number here tonight. It's the points leader. It'll be the number 11 of Brian Hacker. Cody Early making his first start of the season. He'll roll off in the 12th spot. Row 7, 13th spot. It'll be the 45. He won the Street Stalkers event. It'll be Casey Mietti. And then it's Devin Johnson in the 83, making his first start here also on Thursday night. 8th row here tonight, it'll be French. That is Richard French in the 926. Then Andrew Plank right alongside him. Row 9, it'll be Big Country Kohlhaas out of Western Tennessee. He drives the 29, starting on row number 9, and then it's the 41 of Paul DeCourt. Row 10, it'll be the Asphalt Champion. It's the 23 of Steph Marinac and the number 9 of Brian Jones. Row 11 here tonight, rounding out your 21st and 22nd position. It'll be Charlie Hayes and Al Smith Jr. And starting shotgun to the field, it'll be the driver of the number 12 out of the Airborne Park Speedway. It'll be Brian Rogers Jr. as the green flag is pending. Green flag gonna go in the air here for the first time tonight in the Bartel Builder Throwback race here at Eldora, and they are 3 wide for the lead already as Chris Brown is down on the bottom, but he is not going to be able to make up any ground out of turn 2. They do it again in turn 3. This time it is Massey to the high side, and Massey going to lead lap number 1 here of the Throwback race at Eldora.
Wow, they have this entire track covered, top, bottom, middle, and everything in between. They are 3 and 4 wide racing around here. Brandon Massey is jumping out to the early lead. Brett Bartel's running second. Chris Brown, though, is in third. I don't know if he's going to stay there long because he's the one to get up to the front.
Yeah, we saw he had a quick car in his heat race. Wonder if they did any work to it to cope with the track farming that they did. Stewart was out there on the John Deere once again. Look behind him, though. Here comes the 11 of Hacker. Caution flag as Brown is turned around going into turn number 1. So first caution flag here of the night as Chris Brown has gone around in his number 1 Crown Lift Trucks machine. Going to bring the racing action here on lap number 4 to a little bit of a halt. Oh, let's cue it. Let's throw it. You're watching for the guy who is running in third right now. That is the number 1 of Chris Brown. What happens to him? Robbie Schaefer was starting to come up onto this battle. Oh, contact between your top 4, and Brown is going to go around, and oh boy, was he lucky that nobody actually ended up hitting him when he was spinning on entry into turn number 1. So just a 4-car bump, 1 car going around, and he'll tag the rear of the field. So Chris Brown will just carry on here. He'll just have to start a little bit deeper in the field this time.
This will be interesting to watch because we saw what he did to get to the front in the heat action earlier. So I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do in the feature here to gain back all those positions that he just lost as virtue of a caution.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to hurt the man that they call Chris Brown. He will restart currently, it looks like, right around the 14th position. We'll wait to see if the iRacing officials leave Brown in the 14th spot or where he will go. So right now, on this restart, it's looking like it will be Brett Bartel's NP number 1. Then it's going to be Brandon Massey, Robbie Schaefer, Nicholas Weatherby, Brian Hacker, Josiah Millen, Justin McDuff, Jeremy Weatherby, Richard French, and Ira Kohlhaas rounding out the top 10 here, as I believe we'll go back to green flag racing here at Eldora next time by.
Well, I am looking forward to see what this one's going to do as well, because we've watched Bartels took advantage of the initial start there to get out front, and Massey, though, there's a contender right there, so the front row alone is going to have plenty of action. Then you got Weatherby and Schaefer right behind them. That blue 97 machine, keep an eye on him as well.
So the iRacing pace truck will come back down, and we'll go back to the hammer down green flag racing action that all you race fans like to see. iRacing pace truck is down and in, and we are back to racing here at Eldora, and it'll be Brett Bartels that's going to lead us back into turn 1. Here comes Robbie Schaefer with a pending slider here on Massey.
Look at Schaefer. I said keep an eye on him. He has now gone from 4th to 2nd on this lap of the 24 of Weatherby, trying to see if he can get by 97 of Schaefer, but right now it's Schaefer holding on to 2nd, trying to chase down Brett Bartels in the number 2.
Yeah, Massey going backwards. Now here comes Brian Hacker. You know what he's doing, race fans. He's down on the bottom, hacking it. But will that bottom groove hold up here tonight? Look at the run that Massey was able to get off the top shelf here tonight. Hacker back down into turn number 1, right, running on the bottom. He is going fishing down there, but he will not have the grip. Look at Robbie Schaefer now. Schaefer going to go to the bottom. He's not going to be able to slide up in front of Brett Bartels at the line. It'll be Bartels leading again. Yellow flag going to come out. It looks like the driver of the 29 has been turned around, and his throwback paint scheme here tonight.
The battles that take place on this track are absolutely amazing. These guys know how to get around here on this. You can call it iRacing, but you know what? These guys are doing, to me, it's lifelike as can be what they're doing out there. They are some great driving. I'm watching their hands on the wheels here, Roger, and these guys are working.
Let's watch back here on Kohlhaas. There is Brown down to the inside. He was trying to come back up. Oh, he made contact with Richard. I think Richard had a little bit of connection issue, and Kohlhaas was up there. Nowhere to go for Andrew Plank. He was involved in that one. We're going to throw it back here once again, and I believe we have an onboard camera you're watching here with Ira Kohlhaas. See down below, as he could see it, you saw the car of French kind of blink out there. Well, that is your R&R Garage onboard camera with Ira Kohlhaas, and I believe that machine may have a little bit of handling issues from this point on. It looks a little tore up.
And that'll definitely affect him, as you know. But where do we have Brown is back to an end of the line penalty. That'll put him back where he is now going to have to do what he started doing before, racing his way back. Maybe not as aggressive this time because it's now cost him positions that he earned back. So we'll see if he has to do a little more finesse and a lot less fender this time.
So we will get things sorted back out here. It looks like it'll be a double file restart here on lap 14. So it'll be 14 laps in the books when we take the green flag. It'll be Bartel, Schaefer, Weatherby, and Massey. Now Massey's going to have a chance to start to the outside here, see if he can gain some of those positions back that he lost to the front runners. iRacing Pace Truck is down and off the racing surface. Look at Weatherby itching to go. Brett Bartel says, now we can go, guys. Now he hits the throttle, and he is checked out into turn number 1. It's going to be Schaefer and Weatherby dancing side by side in turns 1. Coming off of 2, though, it'll be the Full Moon Garage taking P number 2.
So Schaefer does maintain the second position, though, as Weatherby the number 24, and the caution comes out one more time.
Oh, it's two good old friends out there. It looks like it's going to be the driver out of Florida of Steph Marinac going around on the Empire Racing Team, number 23 or 88 if you follow on the side of that car, and Al Smith from upstate New York. So a couple of the East Coast guys getting together. We're going to have to throw it back here on our Turn 3 Racing replay here once again. And it just happened there when we brought it back. It looks like Smith making contact with the 12 of Brian Rogers, whose crew was down there beating and banging on that car to get him back out. Let's watch. There you see the U12. Smith gives him a little bit of a hip check in turn 2. And then, they just come together, and it's so hard out there. They were racing 3 wide, and unfortunately, Steph Marinac had nowhere to go either. They just kind of rolled those cars over like a bunch of turtles there in turn 3.
Yeah, well, it does have to, someone has to give and someone has to lose when they get 3 wide. There's only so much real estate. And it looks like Wayne McDuff was waved around on the pace car, so it'll put him back where he needs to be. And Alvin Smith, like we just talked about, end of the line penalty. And so these are the things we watched Al before in the street stocks races way back up. Now you've got him. And you've got Brown to watch. So the action up front, the action in the middle, it's all over the place. It'll be single file restart here.
Yeah, and don't forget Steph Marinac's back there. Kohlhaas is back there. A couple guys who started this night off inside the top 10 are running 15th on back here. So a lot of speed towards the rear of the field. We will see if they're able to get back up to the front here, because we're almost to that halfway point, just a handful of laps away, and the green flag is back out here tonight in your Bartel Builders Throwback 50-lap main event here from Ohio. It's the Ohio Spring race number 2, Eldora Speedway.
Caution once again. Single file restart was supposed to kind of curtail that from happening, but driver sees a green flag, Roger, and I'm gonna go past somebody.
Well, I'm not quite sure where the caution flag came from. So, debris, turn number 1, bringing out the caution flag again here at Eldora Speedway. And while we're under this caution flag, we got to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network here for Eldora, watching the Bartel Builders Throwback 50 tonight for the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series presented by the Upstate Racing League. How about Go Bowling? For everything they do over here for the Upstate Racing League, we got to thank everybody behind the scenes at GoBowling.com. Austin Designs, getting a lot of these guys' paint schemes ready for this one. SUNY's Country Market, they got all your deli needs, your cold cuts. They got it ready to put in the back of the trailer and head to the track. Track Racer, redefining gaming. Butt Kicker, also going along with Track Racer. Feel what you've been missing. And, man, what do you say about Tri-State Soft Wash? They're going to have a lot of cars after this one, Tim, to clean up.
We want to take a number, get in line, get your coolers out, we'll get you through. That's the way to do it there.
I hope they still got some of that lunch meat left over from the market.
You are making me hungry. I keep thinking about a nice assorted sub sandwich or something like that.
Is it a sub or is it a hoagie?
It's a sub. Sorry. It's Buffalo talk there. It's a sub.
Well, we'll give you a pass. You know, Buffalo, Eldora, only a couple hours away.
It's not a grinder. Other people call them a grinder.
Oh, don't give me that. Next thing, you're going to tell me it's a gyro.
That's a totally different sandwich.
Well, you never know.
That's the Greeks make those. All right, here we go. Green flag's in the air, and it's going to be Bartel's holding off Schaefer and Weatherby. Let's see if he can do it as they dive into turn number 1.
Yeah, here comes Massey down to the bottom on Nicholas Weatherby. Will he be able to get the Joker wound up? He will not. He has to go back into that, but here comes Robbie Schaefer pending down to the inside. Will he be able to find a little grip with the Full Moon 97? He will not need that lap. It was Brett Bartels all by himself. But Bartels actually goes up there, right rears the cushion, jumps over it just a little bit. It is a 3-car race as they go into turn 3 for the lead.
But Bartels battles back, but not enough there. He doesn't get to the cushion again. Now he's lost 2 positions. So Schaefer to the lead. Weatherby follows him. Now the battle's on between Weatherby and Schaefer. For the lead is Weatherby's going to go and look to the inside of Schaefer there in the blue 97. And Bartels wants to come back. He's like, I want this back again. I want that lead back, but he's going to fall into the clutches of Brandon Massey, the number 65.
Your R&R halfway point here tonight, going to go in the air, and it's going to be led by Robbie Schaefer. Look at Massey. He's now looking to the inside here. Hacker to the outside. Caution flag coming out as it looks like. Is that McIntyre? It is not. It is actually going to be the 3, the newcomer of Cody Early. Calling Cody Early's pit crew. You are going to be needed down pit road as the wild child is going to wreck the car here tonight at Eldora. You always got to give the new guy a little harassment, Tim.
Oh, of course. You got to make him feel welcome, as they say, like one of the guys. Chris Brown, keep an eye on him. He's battled back to 12, so this will bunch the field up for him to take advantage of this restart. And Bartel's there. That competition, he went from 1st to 3rd. It looks like he got up into the little bit of the cushion there. He went over the edge of it, and it looks like Schaefer did it just before the caution came out. So that was a little bit of a break for him as he tried to gather back together, because Nicholas Weatherby in that 24 is right there waiting for Schaefer to make the littlest bobble so he can take advantage of it.
As you actually saw, you talked about jumping the cushion. Cody Early jumped the cushion, and then he's going to exit early down to pit road. We'll see if he's able to get that car back out on track. Yet just over the halfway point here tonight in the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series, presented by the Upstate Racing League. I mean, Tim, it's been some good racing. They haven't got that long green flag run that we've been expecting, but this time we're looking to double them back up, and it'll just be 20 laps to go, I believe, once we do go back to green flag racing.
You are exactly right. Steph Marinac, his rookie, has got the waiver on, so they'll put him back on the lead lap. So now we're going to go side by side with Weatherby going to be the outside of Schaefer. Now Bartels will be right back there, right behind Schaefer to line up for that. Outside him will be Massey. So those 4 have been running together quite well. Let's see if someone else in 5th, 6th, or 7th jumps up there to make a difference. Jostle what up we had going here tonight.
Yeah, look at this driver. He has made it back up inside the top 10. Josiah Millen making his first appearance of the night in the Jordan Henn Racing Moose Eisenhart Boost Factory machine tonight. A little throwback to the glory days. I remember going up to Big Diamond, seeing that car go around the track. But right now we are watching the Bartel Builders Pro Late Model Series as they're pending a green flag this time out of turn number 4. Going to be the Full Moon Garage of Robbie Schaefer out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania versus Nicholas Weatherby. And the Full Moon Garage going to hammer down, and he's going to be able to clear Weatherby by the time they get down into turn number 1.
But now as Weatherby says he does clear, but Weatherby's going to go right to the inside, maybe lean up on him just a little bit. Nope, he doesn't, and Schaefer shuts the door on Weatherby. Weatherby now has Massey and Bartels behind him, trying to reel him in, see where they can gain. Bartels just made a pass on Massey there, and the caution comes out again.
As looks like possibly Jimmy McIntyre as he is coming down pit road in the Eddie's Meat Market machine. Let's go ahead and cue that up and see what happened to Jimmy McIntyre here on this restart. We're going to go from our Austin Designs overhead camera. You're watching the 81 with the neon yellow colors on the roof of that. Blue, orange, and black late model. You see the 4-wide action in front of Hayes down to the inside. Oh, as McIntyre checked up, and unfortunately a couple other drivers not checking up in time. And it's just one of those chain reaction incidents here tonight at Eldora. We've seen a couple of them now, and this one, I think, might put Jimmy McIntyre, though, on the trailer.
The race director wasted no time whatsoever and went back to single file restart. So the double tried it once, and then went back to single. It looks like Charles Hayes has ended his night early, so he'll end up finishing 22nd on the night.
Well, that is unfortunate. McIntyre still down on pit road with his 81. Cody Early now coming back down to pit road to see if he can get a little more damage repaired on his number 3E here tonight. The Johnson City disc jockey, I'm told, from down south. He does a little broadcasting over here at the Turn 3 Racing Network also. We got to thank Cody for everything he does behind the scenes. But tonight, he's behind the 8-ball.
Well, we'll be single file style here for the restart, and here we go. They match the gas, make it go fast. Green flag flies. Schaefer holding off Weatherby. Let's see if Weatherby's going to try to the inside of him again. He does, but he can't make it stick. It's going to be Schaefer still maintaining your lead. Bartel's in third, and Brandon Massey, the number 65, will be fourth. Now here we go again. Here goes Weatherby looking to the inside of Schaefer. This could be the battle for the lead as they come across, and it's going to be, oh my, just that much, as they say. Schaefer, but now we lose the lead to Weatherby.
Yeah, Weatherby going to slide up in front of him there with a little bit of a slider, but Schaefer going to go straight back to the bottom. Here comes a slider from Schaefer. Will Weatherby be able to turn back underneath the full moon garage? He will not. Now here comes Weatherby. He's going to go back to the inside. Schaefer going to go right up against the cushion in turn 1 and 2. Schaefer going to carry the momentum, but look at Brett Bartels. He is right back there, just hanging on to the coattails right now of these top two.
But Bartels, who was leading earlier, fell back. Now he's like right up in the mix again, running third, a very close third, to the leader of Schaefer and Weatherby in second. So now the battle's on 1, 2, 3, and looks like Massey has fallen back a little bit. Brian Hacker going to contend with him, and Josiah Millen also back there as they battle out for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Right now, looking back front, it's still Robert Schaefer holding down the point.
Slide job by Hacker, though, on to Massey. He's not going to complete it. So the Speed 51 Western Super Series entry of Hacker not going to take that 5th position from Massey. But look at Weatherby. He thought he was going to be able to just heads-up drag race Schaefer to the start-finish line. He was not able to. He jumps the cushion that time in turn number 2. So he falls back into the second spot. Notice Schaefer not up against the fence line here in 3 and 4. Will he do it this time in 1 and 2? He will not, as the caution flag is going to come out. Brian Jones is parked up against the fence line in turn number 1.
Oh, man, we had 9 to go. This action was heating up. I want to see him get a nice long run here because I want to see what these guys, Weatherby and Bartels, can do here. And Massey was falling back on that one. Hacker's moving his way up. And a quick check on Chris Brown after being put back. He is now 11th, looking to break into the top 10 before this is over.
Yeah, as we look back here on the number 19J here tonight of Brian Jones, a little bit of a throwback here for himself. As it just looks like that car got a little sideways down the front straightaway, and it unfortunately is going to turn around. So his throwback tonight going to be a little bit wrinkled for the 19J of Brian Jones.
All right, here's a wrinkle of action for you. The race director has changed back to double file restarts here as we have 7 laps to go.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's going to be interesting to see now. Tim, if you were a driver, put on your driver helmet here, put on the gloves. Mindset. It's Eldora. It's
my
a
mindset.
Throwback.
Where am I running? Where am I running?
You're right here at Eldora.
No. What position am I running in?
3rd.
Okay, I'm in 3rd. I'm going to take the best dive bomb I can on the leaders, and hopefully I can make it stick and get by them.
I thought the same thing last night. Let me tell you something.
How'd that work out?
Didn't.
Okay.
But then again, I'm not out there tonight, so different track,
Exactly.
different conditions.
Yeah.
Probably a lot better of a driver.
I don't know. I've never done this before. I'd like to get behind the wheel one time and try it.
Well, let me tell you, it's a blast, and once you do it, you're probably going to quit your day job. You're going to quit your evening job, and you're going to become...
Stuck in my sim racer?
Yeah. Better get a comfortable one.
Thank you.
But you better pull the belts tight one more time here, because it's
Here we
going to
go.
be 6 laps to go when we go back racing. It's Schaefer, it's Weatherby, Bartels, and Massey. Your front 4. Green flag back in the air. 6 more laps here for the Bartel Millers. Throwback 50 from Eldora, and it is going to be Schaefer sliding up in front of Weatherby. Look at how close they are. But now Weatherby's going to drag race down the back straightaway. Here comes a possible time. Oh, Schaefer's going to jump the cushion. Weatherby's going to take the lead, and the yellow flag is going to fly once again, as it looks like, oh boy, Josiah Millen has the Jordan Hen Racing Moose Eisenhart entry into the outside wall, as you see him having to tow it straight back to pit road. Let's go back. Let's pull the blimp camera. You're watching the car third on the outside lane, the number 40 of Josiah Millen. Looks like a pretty good start here for Josiah. He sticks it to the outside. Hacker is down on the bottom lane for him. He had to check up just a little bit there for Brett Bartel. Oh, net code contact. And then Casey Bietti right there, and Millen gets stuck in the catch fence in turn number 3. Let's go back and let's see if we can ride on board. This is the onboard camera with Josiah Millen. You see it, the contact, and it just sounds like a terrible one.
I never heard of any good contact with the wall.
Well, you're not wrong, but you know what?
How about that? Go ahead. How about that battle for the lead though between Weatherby and Schaefer, and all of a sudden, just before the caution came out, you had Massey and Bartels and Hacker all in there as well.
That's what I was going to say.
I wish we could race this out. Let's race this out, man. Let's see what they're going to come up with.
We'll see if the iRacing...
Back to single file. Sorry, go ahead. Single file restart this time.
I believe the iRacing pace car light or truck lights are off, so we will get a green-white checker attempt here without going to overtime. Who do you got? Weatherby, Schaefer, Massey, Hacker. How about Bartel still sitting back there? iRacing pace truck down and away. 2 laps to go. Let's put it on the board. The green flag is back out here tonight at Eldora.
Yeah, they mashed the gas, make it go fast. It's going to be Weatherby holding on there. Schaefer not really making any contention to battle for the lead on this lap. Brandon Massey holding tight there in third. But 4th and 5th between Hacker and Bartels, they are going to go side by side to see who will be the best of that position there.
As we get the butt kicker 1 to go, it's Schaefer and Weatherby all over each other in turn number 1. Here comes Massey. He's right there. Weatherby going to go to the bottom. Schaefer's going to go even lower. Who is going to win it off of turn number 4 here at the Bartel Millers Throwback Night? It'll be Weatherby, Schaefer, Massey coming home 1, 2, and 3. Hacker is 4th. Bartels is 5th. Casey Bietti going to come home 6th. Justin McDuff is 7th. Chris Brown battles back to 8th. Andrew Plank is 9th. And Jeremy Weatherby rounds out the top 10 finishers here tonight in the Bartel Builders Throwback 50 here at Eldora.
Wow, and the fans were going crazy. The fans in the stands were going crazy for that finish as they wound it down. And, well, I'll tell you what, it was the green-white checkered finish like we said it was going to be. And Schaefer gave it a great shot there at the end, but just couldn't get enough to get underneath Weatherby for the win. And Brandon Massey, who was running top 5 almost all night, comes home in 3rd. So that's what you call some darn good racing there, Roger.
Absolutely some good racing as these boys line up for their photo opportunity here. We will take a moment to catch our breath, and we will take you to your Austin Designs post-race show right here for the Upstate Racing League. You just watched the Bartel Builders Throwback 50 here at Eldora. Don't go anywhere, race fans. Hear what Weatherby, Schaefer, and Massey have to say about this one. Welcome back here, race fans, to the famous Eldora Speedway. It was your Bartel Builders Throwback 50 here for the Upstate Racing League. We have ran all 50 laps here, and we have come to the conclusion of a winner. And the winner is none other than one of the Tri-State Soft Wash Rookie of the Years, Nicholas Weatherby. Nicholas, congratulations on your first ever win with the Upstate Racing League. How does it feel to be racing a car driven by one of the Hall of Famers of Jeff Gordon and parking it in Victory Lane?
I mean, it's pretty damn good. I was trying so hard to catch Robert because he was running that top groove really good, and I finally got to the point where I could find a bite in the middle, and I took advantage of it, and I would get right on his rear end, and I would try to pass him, but he would always get the top. But it feels great.
Yeah, it's got to feel pretty good. You know, you talked about Schaefer running up front, but how good does it feel to be able to win with the competition that's out there? I mean, you got Jeremy, you got, say, well, we're called Josiah, one of those guys that runs towards the front, Cole Haas and Brown and Bietti, Bartel's Hacker. How does it feel to beat those guys here tonight at Eldora?
I wasn't expecting to beat him at Eldora. I was thinking I could maybe beat him at Lernerville, but I mean, it's I'm shaking because like that was such an intense race, but it feels great to win it on a throwback night with one of my favorite NASCAR drivers, Jeff Gordon. So it feels great to be in victory lane with this paint scheme.
Well, I get to take a little poke at you here. Were you old enough to remember when Jeff Gordon ran this paint scheme?
Yes. He ran it in 2007. He ran it in the 2007 Prelude to the Dream.
Well, I'm not going to ask you how old you were, but hey, congratulations on winning here tonight. One last thing here before we let you go. On that final restart, did you even breathe till the checker flag dropped?
I was actually breathing quite heavily because I'm like, don't screw it up. But I mean, on the last final lap, I was holding my breath because I'm like, he's right on my butt. I don't want to mess it up, but I held it together and I got the victory.
Well, you got the victory here tonight, Nick. Congratulations on that. But who do you got to thank for parking this throwback in Victory Lane for our Bartel Builders throwback race at Eldora?
I gotta thank Enchanted Forest Water Safari for the car and whatnot, and I gotta thank Farmers Insurance, Pit Stop, Brodell Energy, Welch Motorsports, Keith Polinsky Appraisals, and Rhino Graphics, Brian Ankins family and whatnot. They put together a nice car and whatnot, so I gotta thank them.
Well, there you heard it from your winner here tonight in Victory Lane. It's going to be Nicholas Weatherby. And I believe, Tim, you have caught up with the man who's going to finish second here tonight.
Robert Schaefer, you started 7th, you finished 2nd, you led out there, you had a great run tonight. What was it, the high line or the low line? What was the one you preferred, even though it looked like at the end you had to go to the low line? What was working for you best tonight?
Yeah, I think the top was working best. Kind of started to fall off there at the end, and I think the bottom might have had something, but yeah, I put it up top, and it was a good race with Nicholas there. A lot of cautions. It was kind of hard to get in a good rhythm, but good race overall.
And I don't know if it makes you feel any better, but you got a rookie in front of you and a rookie behind you in the top 3. Who do you want to thank helping you get there into that second place tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank my sponsor, Full Moon Garage on eBay, and Bartel Builders for sponsoring the night and the series. I want to say congratulations to Nicholas, too. He ran a good race. I thought he was going to go to the high side there, and I'd really have a chance at it, but he went low, and it was a good finish.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, sure. Would have been a little more fun if I won, but it was fun.
I'll tell you, you're great to watch. You're exciting to watch out there. It's from the races I've watched so far. So congrats on your second place there.
Thank you.
Well, there you heard it from your GoBowling.com second place finisher tonight. That leaves us with one final interview, and race fans, for sticking around, you're gonna get to hear from the driver of the 65 of Brandon Massey. Brandon, we heard from you earlier, a little bit of a special race here tonight at Eldora, and you're gonna come home on the podium. It's gotta feel pretty good to know that you can wheel it with the men out here.
Yeah, Roger. Can I get out my car? I'm just sitting here, man. I'm so pumped. I'm excited. This is the same as a win for me. I've had so many people been calling and texting and everything since the finish of the race. I'm pumped. I'm shaking, man. Me and Brian Hacker, we threw haymaker after haymaker after haymaker and was battling. And I was sitting there running fourth, and I said, I'll be happy. I'll take fourth. It's a solid run. And I got a good restart on the outside of Brett there and was able to clear him. And then we had that late caution, and we restarted single file, and I thought, well, I'm going to have to hold off one of the best. I mean, he's won multiple times in this league, and I had to hold off one of the best with Hacker there. But, man, Roger, man, it just a lot of fun. A lot of work went into this tonight. We've been looking for this tonight. I just can't thank everybody enough for believing in me and giving me an opportunity to be able to sit in this race car and do what I do every Thursday night, man. We ain't got enough broadcast time, Roger. I'm sorry, man. I'm speechless. I am, but I ain't. I'm sorry, bub.
Are you sure we don't have enough time? I only have to be to work tomorrow morning around 5:30.
Well, I got to be there at 6, brother. So, oh, man, I'm just so pumped. I've been waiting for this opportunity to prove to myself that I can do it on dirt. I've got to talk to you a couple of times in some asphalt races, but I really wanted to be able to come up here on the dirt track and do it. And man, I'm pumped. I am. I don't know, man. I'm pumped.
Well, tell us about how pumped you really are. Did Mom and Dad already call you? Are they out there still blowing up the old telephone?
Yeah, Dad called me, and he said, "What?" He said, "Well, actually, I called him, and he said, you got an interview to do, son." He said, "You shouldn't be talking to me." I said, "I know." I said, "I had to call you." Man, he was excited for me, and that means more to me than anything, Roger. It really does. I've worked on this man's race cars for years, and hauling them back and forth to the old dirt tracks, and I learned everything about this from him. And to be able to park this thing on the podium and the paint scheme that Mom picked out and the race that we had earlier, man, it's an awesome night for me. Again, like I said, it feels like a win. And Dad, I want you to know I love you. Mom, I want you to know I love you. Greg Howard, thank you for believing and sticking out and watching tonight, man. I appreciate it. Ira Kohlhaas, that man has worked with me nonstop for months with dirt track racing and been able to get me run the outside, and I can't believe it, man. I'm up here, I get to talk to you,
Well, I think that's probably the highlight of the night. You get to talk to me 3 times in one night, actually.
Yeah, that's a win, man. I appreciate that for bringing me up and talking to me about that heat race, and we was excited about it when we got that heat win earlier in Dad's car, and that meant a lot. And I'm pumped, Roger, and I can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast, man. You do such a great job. Thank you for doing this, man. You're so dedicated to what you do, and that's awesome. And to your co-commentator there tonight, man, I ain't got to meet him, but shout out, and man, thanks to all the fans that support us on every night, the whole Shed family and everything they do for us, man. I could go on and on, Roger. I could, man. I'll stop though.
Well, how about we let you get out of the car and you go have some fun, call everybody back, text them, go Facebook Live, do a couple. Well, we're keeping this PG. Go get some soda pop and do the Stone Cold Steve Austin or something. Congratulations, Brandon, here on finishing 3rd tonight here at Eldora.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you, man. It means so much. And I don't know your co-commentator's name, but thank you, man. And thank you all for putting this thing on. And thank Bartel Builders or Bartel Builders or however you pronounce that first name, and Al for everything they do with this league, man. It's a lot of fun. And Josiah, I can't leave him out. And Old Shed, VIP Graphic, man. I love you all. It's blast. Thank you, Roger. Man, I'll see you next week, bub.
Well, Tim, he's already running to the truck. He's out of here.
God.
That is
That's
probably
hysterical.
That is one pumped up gentleman.
Hey, he appreciates what he did tonight, and he enjoyed it. And he took nothing for granted that he did. That's the purest form of race appreciation right there.
Well, those were your post-race show interviews here with your top 3 finishers brought to us tonight by Austin Designs. Tim, that's pretty much going to wrap things up here from Eldora with Weatherby winning, Schaefer in second. You heard from Massey, who finishes third. Hacker was fourth, missing the podium for the first time all season. And Brett Bartels will round out your top 5 field. You know, Tim, it comes to a little bit of a sadness that we're going to leave the great state of Ohio, and we're going to have to actually take a week off, as I have a special occasion coming up in my life. I have anniversary next week, and like a couple of these guys said earlier, you don't disappoint your significant other.
Yeah, got it.
So next week, race fans, we are off here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. These guys do have a rain makeup race from, I believe, if I'm not wrong, it's the dirt track at Charlotte, so that will be posted up. You'll be able to find all those stats over on the Upstate Racing League, not only their Facebook page, but you can find those next week on their website also. But for everybody at the Bartel Builders, the Upstate Racing League, and of course right here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, where all your sim racing action starts right in Turn 3, we will catch you next time, and stay safe out there.